por algo extraño. Así que nada, voy a ir primero a la oficina de Frank, del psicoanalista, dado que este es su mano derecha. Así que vamos allá. Muy buenas, caballeros. De hecho, creo que este señor estaba en el bar, en el café de Alambic. Y cuando Gus va a ver a... O sea, ve a HELLOUIN y va corriendo tras él. Creo que este estaba también en el café, porque lo vi como levantarse muy rápido y creo que este estaba aquí. Pero bueno.
You were not announced, sir. I wasn't expecting you. How can I help you?
Pues mira, sí, muy buenos días.
Hello, Doctor. Jacques HELLOUIN, private detective. Sorry, I am out of business cards. You'll have to take my word for it. That way we'll both be in the same boat.
A private eye. I am sure you are well aware I am not at liberty to discuss one of my patients. Doctor-patient confidentiality.
Vale.
Actually, I'm not interested in your patients, Doctor. On the other hand, you could be of great assistance.
Do you want a consultation, Mr. HELLOUIN?
Sí.
I found your business card at the home of someone who's not so innocent.
I have no control over who has one of my calling cards, Mr. HELLOUIN. The proof? You yourself have one. And yet, I never gave it to you.
Ya, bueno, no se trata de mala reputación, es que ha robado a mi cliente.
We're not just talking about reputations, Doctor. She stole from my client.
I know the nature of the misdeed committed by the Eatons, Mr. HELLOUIN. It was I who introduced Gracie Eaton to your client.
What?
Have you known my client Grégoire d'Alpin for long?
Mr. d'Alpin is an intimate friend. We are very close.
Y tan cercanos como que tú eres su mano derecha y él es el líder del culto este extraño.
Since you're friends with my client, could you tell me what was going on between him and Gracie Eaton?
These details concern Mr. d'Alpin alone. You worry about finding the Eatons and ignore the distractions you find along the way, Mr. HELLOUIN. It is for the best.
¿Para quién?
You do not happen to have a patient by the name of Gracie Eaton, Dr. Kaufner?
Gracie Eaton? Of course, Mr. HELLOUIN. What do you want to know about Gracie Eaton?
Pues mira, tú un poco loquita, ¿no? A ver, un respeto.
Gracie Eaton is a little crazy, isn't she? You do treat the mentally ill, don't you?
Not all of my patients are ready for a straitjacket, Mr. HELLOUIN. On the contrary, I care for all those with tormented souls. It's called therapy. One could classify Miss Eaton in this category.
Vale.
Gracie Eaton has a brother, Paul Eaton, doesn't she? What do you know about him?
Paul Eaton. I suspect he engineered the whole thing. He's the one who brought Gracie to my office when she had her first attack. Thereafter, he remained in the background.
You know why I've been hired? And I won't hide the fact that I do not have any hard facts on the theft. Is there anything you can tell me?
You know enough to complete your investigation, Mr. HELLOUIN. Listen, old chap. If you want to know where the Eatons are hiding, you have come to the wrong place. Yes, I introduced Gracie Eaton to the companions. Yes, she knew d'Alpin. But as to how intimate they were, that is their business. All I can tell you is that if I knew where she and her brother were, you would not be here. So, do the job you are being paid to do, Mr. HELLOUIN. Find the thieves, and let us get on with the rest. We each have our own role, do we not?
No tiene sentido. Este está como muy a la defensiva. A ver... Voy a ir al café a ver quién hay ahí, porque el doctor estaba en el café. De eso no me cabe duda.
And the time he dressed up as an angel, and he did not have a string on his bow. Berenice.
Ajá.
Oh, sorry. Jacques Eloin.
Pero bueno.
Perhaps you could help me.
Why not? Would you like a drink? Come on, don't be silly. I'm a modern girl. Come, have a seat.
Una chica moderna. Ahora se llama así. Ok.
You've never been here. I would remember your face. I'm curious to know what brings you here.
Vale.
Today must be my lucky day. In my job, I usually deal with punks, not cute dolls like you. I'm a detective. Do you happen to know a certain Paul Eaton?
The American? Paul Eaton? Yes, I know him. He's been filling our heads with his stories for the past month. He and the owner are mates.
Ok, madre mía. El hecho de que se me ponga automáticamente aquí... Quizás es que tengo que seguir el hilo de la conversación y por eso se me pone automáticamente.
Interesting story about Eaton. Is he on to something big? Did he give you any details? Mind you, with guys like him, you never know what to believe.
I'm fond of you, Snoop. You know how to go about things. I'm going to help you. Paul Eaton was in Paris for a contract. A scam that would make him rich. His wife was his accomplice. Then he got the jitters. He's hiding now. Hulot, the owner, definitely knows more. You'll have to see him about that. Only thing is, he's not too fond of private snoops.
Charming. Berenice, I can feel that, like me, you're dying to know where Paul Eaton and his wife are. What was Paul planning to do after his job? Any ideas?
The owner Hulot knows a thing or two. Paul only spoke English and he never mentioned any names. He could not have known much. It's not because you drink like a fish that you know more. It was his other half who pulled the strings.
Es que esto está dando tantos giros y es tan rocambolesco todo.
Berenice, do you believe this bank heist story? Eaton must surely have been planning something. He could not have just given up like a complete idiot. It must be a diversion. It smacks of a wild goose chase.
Charming and smart, that PI. Only he has it wrong. It was not the banker's money the Eatons were after. It was a treasure he had hidden in his place. The woman took care of seducing him. Paul was there to pick the fruit when it was ripe. He was completely manipulated, that poor Paul.
Ajá.
That's all you know, is it? In any case, someone as charming as you is always beyond suspicion.
Ciao, Snoop. Good luck.
Pero espérate, no he terminado de hablar contigo. Un segundo.
You again?
Sí.
It seems like you enjoy hanging around here. At your service now that we're acquainted.
Espérate. Vale,
hoping to find him there. To be honest, I went to his place before coming to the Alambic and, like magic, they disappeared. So, I thought you might be able to help me.
We do not really know what Eaton is doing in Paris. In the beginning, he said he was with his sister, a student. After a few binges, his sister had become his wife, and they were both onto the scam of the century.
Vale. Pero claro, queremos saber el paradero de esta gente, de los Eaton, y bueno, y dónde demonios están.
What about Paul? Does he come here often? You know, if he starts bugging you, it would give me more reasons to nail him.
You know, Jacques, that Eaton smells like trouble. One day, he turns up from God knows where with his little British accent. After a few drink sessions with Hulot, the owner, he loses his accent. After that, he shows up here practically every day, more American than ever. Then wham! No more news.
Es un fake como una casa.
Berenice, pretty name. Your knight in shining armor left you alone in such a place. That's hardly wise.
I'm old enough to look after myself, but thanks for the thought.
Ok. Y finalmente esto, el 1.
The owner, Hulot, he's also your friend. Would you be kind enough to introduce us?
The owner's not here. He's just driven off. Actually, I think he had a rendezvous with Eaton.
Oh, ok.
Damn it, this is too much. I'm always one step behind. This time, I'll catch them before they slip away again.
It is simple, Jacques. The owner went dashing off. He mentioned a restaurant, getting back late. How would I know?
Vale, justamente quería invitarle a un restaurante en París. Digamos que las opciones no faltan.
Ah, restaurant. How fitting. I was planning on inviting you.
Va a ser en el que nos vimos con Sofía, que sí.
It's like looking for a needle in the haystack. Any idea which one?
And why would I know? Eaton talked about going out to a chic restaurant with his wife, but he did not even know which one. It was Hulot who scribbled down the address before leaving.
Vale, pues ya está, ya no
That's
podemos
all you know,
sacarle nada
is it?
más.
In any case, someone as charming as you is always beyond suspicion.
Ciao, Snoop. Good luck.
De acuerdo. El dueño no está, así que vamos a tener que marcharnos de aquí. Vale. Ya hemos terminado en el apartamento de los Eaton, hemos ido al café, vamos a ir a la sala de reuniones de la hermandad esta. Vale, un vestidor. What?
Good evening, sir. Are you expected?
Okay.
My name is HELLOUIN. I've come to see the master of the house. Would you introduce me, please?
Sorry, sir. My master cannot see you.
What? O sea que este en teoría no se llama así.
Mr. Dumoulin, I respect your position and the necessity of discretion. However, Mr. d'Alpin and Gracie Eaton saw each other more often than they let on. They even had a favorite restaurant they went to. Can you give me the name?
It would be preferable if you asked Mr. Alpin that in person, when he is available.
Pero a ver.
But tell me, old chap, your name would not be Dumoulin, would it?
I do not believe I know you. You are?
Sí, a ver.
We've never met. GDA simply recommended Mr. Dumoulin's excellent hospitality. He asked me to wait for him here.
SBGDA is absent, and he did not inform me of your visit to the BSORC, sir. I am terribly sorry, but you must make an appointment with him.
GDA es Alepin. Es el sobrenombre que se ponen. K es el doctor Frank Kraufner y de Lupin es GDA.
Mr. Dumoulin, time's of the essence. The integrity of your brotherhood is at stake. I must find the Eatons before there's a scandal.
It is a famous restaurant, chez Alexandre, in the 8th district. Is there a menace looming? I'm sorry, sir. Even if I really wanted to, I am not allowed to divulge any information.
Vale.
You are persistent. I have told you repeatedly that you were not welcome.
Tiene usted unas mangas muy raras, pero bueno. Ya puede quedarse usted con su sala de reuniones de caballeros. A ver, lo suyo sería ir a la casa de Alepin, pero creo que no nos recibiría. Vamos al restaurante.
Hulot is implicated in this affair?
Y volvemos al presente.
Who knows? He's a fence, is he not?
I brought you a little snack.
Thank you.
Ay, que le ha traído
I'll
cookies.
just put it there. We'll help ourselves. Okay, where was I? Oh, yes, the restaurant.
Vale, nos lo estaba contando todo. Bien.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to Chez Alexandre. Do you have a reservation?
¿Veis? Es el mismo restaurante que vimos, o sea, en el que nos encontramos con Sofía Blake. A ver,
I'm here to see some friends. 2 Americans, a couple. The Eatons. I hope I haven't missed them.
I do not see any reservation under that name. Maybe they have reserved a table in another establishment.
pues qué raro.
I'm sorry to insist, but I'm sure this couple knows your restaurant. A man and a woman, Americans. The woman has been here. Quite a looker. Goes by the name of Gracie Eaton.
Now that you mention it, I think she came here. And she was with some guy or other. They even had a rather colorful exchange in English, and it was not all sweet nothings, I can tell you. But it's not the name you gave me. No, it was White, not Eaton.
Oh, esto, o sea que Eatons, los Eatons son los White. Solo que con otro nombre. ¿Y por qué cambias el puto nombre?
Well, if that's all you have, the Whites will have to do. Do you know where I can find them? I hope they're not too far away. This is becoming quite urgent.
Are you sure these are the Americans you're looking for? You know, Paris is crawling with Americans. If it's of any help to you, I remember this particular couple put their bill onto an account at the Hotel Orphée in the 8th district. An establishment undoubtedly all too respectable for them. I seem to remember that the lady has already been here with Mr. de Alpin. Sometimes appearances can be misleading, you know? Like the gentleman who joined them. Well-dressed, a beautiful car, very, very high class. But he could have been a hoodlum too, for all I know. It's hard to know who you can trust, huh?
O sea, que quizás es que están utilizando nombres falsos. El por qué no lo sé. Ni tampoco sé la relación que puede tener este de Alepín. Más allá de lo que sabemos de la carta esta. ¿Lo que es esta? No. Esta. Ay. Vale, que quería recuperar un objeto robado de Paul y Grace Eaton. Y quizás el objeto lo tenían en realidad los White, pero sigo sin comprender, sigo sin ver la relación o sea, con la propia Sophie Blake, que en teoría es la hermana de esta Grace, cuyo nombre no es Grace. Y quizás es la propia Grace esta. A ver, pero aquí decía lo de los compañeros de la orden. ¿Ves? Alepin era GDA, Graufner es K. Y las notas las toma Faye. Y en teoría pues es una medium y tal, y que se hace llamar por la recomendación de una mujer llamada Adeline. Pero claro, la cosa es que el anillo que encontramos en la habitación era un anillo que ponía con amor Faye o con amor hacia Faye o lo que sea. Y claro, quizás esta Faye es la misma... Es la misma señora esta, Gracie Eaton. No lo sé, hay muchas interrogantes. Vamos a ir al hotel. Que aquí es donde, en teoría, están los... O sea, está, digamos, el paralelo, las historias paralelas de Gus y de HELLOUIN. Así que nada, vamos a preguntar aquí al recepcionista.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to the Hotel Orphée. How may I help you?
Vale.
White. I've come to see the Whites. Which room might I find them in?
We do not give out such information, sir. Not without the prior agreement of our clients.
Vale, entonces esto ya lo sabemos por parte de Gus, que cuando le preguntamos al recepcionista nos dijo que no le dejó entrar, que no le dejó subir y tal, y entonces pues creo que no le permite el acceso al piso superior.
Come on. It's not as if I'm asking for the moon. I just want to know if the Whites are guests at your hotel.
I'm sorry, sir. I will not answer any questions regarding the Orphée's guests.
Haha, I had you going there for a minute. The Whites really are guests at your hotel.
Why? I never. I strongly advise you to leave this establishment before I call the authorities.
Nos echa.
Hey, and while we're at it, any chance I can get their room number as well?
That is enough. I refuse to talk to you any further.
Esto es inadmisible.
You're not the first guard dog I have encountered, but you're certainly the toughest. I'll let you think about it. Do not worry, though. I'll be back soon.
It is better that way, sir.
Okay, what do I do now? Now what?
If you want any leads about the Whites, wait for me at the Nazi. I will give you some.
This case is really beginning to get on my nerves.
Se ha quedado un buen momento agarrándole del hombro. Ay, Dios mío, las animaciones. Es que me parto con las animaciones. A ver, el Nantis. Vale.
What can I get you, son?
A bottle, please.
That will be 5 francs, sir.
All right. Thanks and good day.
You're welcome, sir.
Y en teoría, claro, el Botones tuvo relación con este. ¿Ves? Hablaron.
What do you want with the Whites?
You look like someone who might be able to slip me some info about the whites.
We will see. How much will you pay?
What?
Do not worry, it's my client who pays.
Ah, someone who gets things quickly. We're going to get along just fine. Now, what do you want to know?
The whites. Do you know who I'm talking about? Well, there are a couple. What's Mrs. White like? Is she hot?
Yes, a tall guy and a beautiful dame, both of them Americans. They're definitely a couple. Slept in the same bed, bathed in the same tub.
Ajá, ok.
How long have they been at the hotel?
They've only been in the hotel for 3 days. Since they never leave their room, it does not take much to figure out what they are up to in there. No, they have never set foot here before.
No sé si los pasaportes que encontramos en la habitación de los Eaton, que son estos White, decía que llevaban, no sé si un mes o quizás una semana, no me acuerdo. Era muy poco tiempo. Y que llevaban ahí, pues eso, muy poquito tiempo. La cosa es que si llevan aquí tan solo 3-4 días, esto es justo antes, o sea, creo que es esta misma noche, que es la tormenta y que se da el asesinato de los White.
Have the whites had any visitors since their arrival?
Solitary types. If you ask me, they are not tourists. They hardly ever came out of their hole. They put everything on the hotel bill. Meals, clothes, alcohol. The room has been booked for a good month.
¿Ves? Desde un mes.
The man went out a couple of times at night.
Llevan aquí un mes. O sea, en París llevan un mes aproximadamente. Porque el pasaporte que encontramos en el apartamento así lo decía. Pero llevaban en el apartamento, supongo que planeando todo esto para hacerse pasar por los White, registrarse, habiéndose registrado en este hotel un mes antes. O sea, joder, qué lío. Es súper rebuscado, todo para ir limpiando sus huellas, todo lo que van dejando.
Will you give me their room number? I'm gonna pay them a little visit.
Room 507, but you are out of luck. They are not there. Must have kissed and made up. The dame has dyed her hair red. Look, I've got other things to do, you know. It's not like your money is going to a life of leisure. You ought to hire a private eye.
¿Ves? La tormenta. Y aquí él se va antes, según el testimonio del barman. Y aquí están los asesinados.
Mr. White, madame, it's a chilly evening.
Mr. de Alba, our birds have returned.
Ah, de Alupín.
Even so, I would like to take a quick look. Room 507. Just a quick look.
Uy, por ahí abajo
That's
se,
when I
se,
saw
se
the most
escucha,
amazing
se ve
thing in
algo.
my life. I do not know if it was the smoke that blurred my vision, but one thing is for sure. That creature was not trying to keep them warm. And the damn creature saw me. I have fought in the war, you know, but I've never seen the likes of that. When its eyes stared at me, I ran. Yes, I fled like a little kid.
O sea que ya
There must have
estaba,
been
ya
something in
estaba
the
ahí.
air because I fainted right after that. I came around later, near the Alambic. That's where you saw me. Mom?
Ok.
Is that you?
Ah, no. Jacques Alouin, I'm arresting you for the double murder of the wife.
¡Ah! ¿Pero qué coño? Joder.
Believe me, I'm not the culprit. Speak to my mother. She'll give you the proof.
Pues ya está. Claro, nos ha seguido hasta aquí.
Well, thank you for your help.
What?
Yes, I had you followed, and you led us straight to the culprit.
¿Ves? Nos ha seguido. Y ahora volvemos al apartamento. Y a seguir pintando. Aquí nosotros no hemos hecho
No.
nada, no pasa nada.
Something is off. I've been tricked like a sucker. But by who?
Pues a ver, yo creo que la propia Sofía es una fake de, vamos, a ver, ni siquiera creo que se llame Sofía Blake. A ver.
Hello, what number can I dial for you?